There's a profession that lets us see the world clearer. And today, in Academically's podcast, we are going to tell them how they can have clarity about a broad career options. They are optometrists. And hi, my name is Jaspreet. With me is Dr. Tehreem Mirza, who is the program manager for OCAM's COE program at Academically. And today we're going to talk about optometrists. So let's start from the start. Tehreem, what is the COE exam? Who all are eligible to take the exam and what are the subjects in this exam?
Okay, so the COE exam, it is the competency in optometry exam that is conducted by the Optometrist Council of Australia and New Zealand. So it is an exam that assesses if you are up to the mark at par with the education that is provided in Australia. So it is for all the countries, all the students from different countries who have completed their bachelor's in optometry, a 4-year degree, are eligible to write this exam.
Awesome. And what would be the eligibilities? Who all can take this exam?
Okay, so students who have done their 4 years bachelor's degree in optometry are eligible. So they could have done a doctorate or a bachelor's. Both of them would be eligible.
And how do they prepare for this exam? What all subjects do they need to cover? Are they different from what they usually study in their home country?
No, the subjects are going to be same. The subjects, as we can see, contact lenses, dispensing, professionalism and ethics is an important part, but all of that is covered in their examinations that they give for their own exams during their bachelor's or their doctorate courses. So that is going to be similar. So anatomy, physiology, ocular anatomy, physiology, all of you must have done. All the optometrists out there, they have gone through contact lenses, physiology, anatomy of the eye. So all of that is covered. Dispensing, many other subjects, but all of them have been covered by you during your bachelor's. You just have to brush up all these subjects and you will be good to go.
Awesome. And you just spoke about meeting the Australian standards when you give the exam, right? So there's a cultural safety training as well. Please explain a little more about it.
Okay. So, as we know, different cultures. India is a diverse country, and so is Australia. There are many people of different backgrounds that we have to understand. So, when we are interacting with those people, being doctors, being optometrists, when we are interacting with patients, when we are interacting with different subjects, so what we have to do is we have to take care of their culture. We have to be culturally appropriate. So, that cultural safety training that prepares us for that portion. It is a very simple examination. It's not even an examination as the COE examination. Just you go through the modules, you understand the modules, you give the test. That is all. And you can take it many times. So it's good.
All right. And like every other equivalence exam that is conducted for Australia, it's usually done in two parts, right? Please let's, talk about the first part.
Okay, so I'll tell you about the first part. The first part is conducted in two parts. So the first part is the clinical science examination that has 144 MCQs. Out of these 144 MCQs, 120 are scored. The second part is the diagnosis and management examination, and that is the SAQ examination. 18 short answer questions are asked, and you have to answer those 18 questions. So the first part of this examination is actually has two parts. Okay, then is the clinical part. That is after you move to Australia that you have to give the. So right now, let's worry about the first part, the CO of the CO exam.
And also, a lot of candidates face troubles finding the right way to register for the exam because there's so much information on the internet and, it gets so cluttered. So can you just tell us how to register stepwise for the exam?
Yes, I understand. There must be a lot of confusion regarding because there are various forms. There are form 1, form 2, form 3. So I actually prepared a document regarding that. So I would like to explain that to you. First is the form 1. That is for those individuals who are there in Australia, have done their studies from Australia. So you don't overseas qualified optometrists, they don't have to fill the form 1. Then comes the form 2 and form 3. Now for the form 2. For form 2, it is for those students who have done their bachelor's from those colleges that are listed in the Appendix B that is provided on the website. So form 2 is to be filled by those individuals. Then there is the form 3 that is for individuals who have done their bachelor's in optometry from other colleges that are not listed in the Appendix B. So then there is form 4 that is a different form that is not for the COE examination part 1.
All right.
All about the forms.
I hope this will help the applicants who are watching the podcast right now. And what are the opportunities for people after they clear the COE exam?
Okay, the opportunities. Well, one very good thing, like after you have done your bachelor's, you want to, some people notice they want to, do a job, work that is there. Other than that, you also have the opportunity of doing PG. So you can do PG in optometry, and then after that, you can apply. There are two ways. One you can do is if you have knowledge of ocular therapeutics in your bachelor's, then what you can do is you can give the ACOT examination and then apply for complete general registration. If you do not have that knowledge, if you have not done ocular therapeutics during your bachelor's, then what you can do is you can do PG in Australia and then you can apply for general registration.
Well, that's very helpful, I believe, for the people who are going to attempt the exam. You can actually try all of these things. And one more tip I needed from you, because that's actually a much asked question. People want to know what stops them from clearing the exam, as in what common mistakes are there that people generally do.
Okay, so since in most of the countries, the examinations are just MCQ examinations, right? We are given multiple choice questions and be prepared for that. We practice for that. The thing is, in this COE examination, there are two parts. The first part being the multiple choice questions. That is comparatively easier to the second part, that is the SAQ, the short answer questions. So I would suggest that students prepare, give it time, and write down and practice the SAQs. That is very important.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Tehreem, for joining in. And some useful, really useful tips have been shared. And if you'd like us to share, keep sharing these tips more. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back with yet another podcast. Till then, take care. Bye bye.